Tirelessly on your plan to let the world know what you don't care for, and only assholes would dare disagree. One day you gave my content a click, decided you hated me, jumped on my dick, and now you ride me like a roller coaster. Please stop bullying me, I'm too fragile to read these mean things. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. Yeah. Thanks for pointing out that I gained some weight. I hate to disappoint you, but I already lie awake at night and wonder why I suck in life. I swear I'm fine, I'm dead inside. Call me shit, but nothing compares to the voice in my head that has always lived there. Get in line, you fool, it's nothing new. I'm just a tool like you that hates me too. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. You fucked me up, you fucked me up, you fucked me up beyond repair, and I will never be the same again. Yeah. Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? The demon living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. Boku no mirai wa dare ni mo wakaranai.
Good morning, coffee beans. We're code red. Evidently I dropped the ball. I'm a bad captain, and well, I'm a platformer of bad people. So we're at code red, y'all. Code red. God, I hate it when we go to code red. Holy shit balls. We got to go to code red. But one must do what one must do. Okay. So last night, I'll just tell you right now, I have no funny little stories. I'm not doing a little coffee mean thing this morning. I'm going to devote my entire stream to hopefully putting this to rest, to bed, whatever. So last night, I'm headed to bed, getting ready to catch a little shut eye, and oh, get ready to yell at clouds. Yeah, I guess so. Weird color guy. We're going to yell at clouds. We're going to do what evidently I do best, right? Just yell at clouds. You know, how many times we must tell you, old man? All the memes, right? All the memes. So, anyway, I'm getting ready to go to bed last night. Oh, and I don't feel like I should. I don't feel like I need to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Just out of whatever. Please do not go at anybody that I talk about today, right? This is a conversation that is going to occur between me and them, right? And while I appreciate all of y'all's support, and I appreciate you guys coming in here every morning and watching my streams, the VOD, you know, the VOD squad that comes in afterwards and watches and stuff. So you know, I appreciate you guys as well, but that doesn't mean that you can't go watch the videos on your own. I believe you all are intelligent enough people to form your own opinions. So don't just take what I say as like the gospel. And I don't want you guys to say, oh, he attacked the feeble old peepaw. We have to no. I don't want pitchforks. I don't want none of that stuff, right? I'm just going to try to have a conversation with Colton. And I'm going to address some of the things he's kind of thrown at my feet. And while normally I would be very gracious, I'm not being gracious anymore. Matter of fact, I think after the last few days, because of what has transpired, not just with him, but with other creators as well, I'm not so sure I'm going to be really gracious towards people. And I'm not going to just take them at their word or their face value. I'm going to start. I'm going to start being a whole lot more cynical. Maybe is a word, a cynical. Okay. But anyway, I digress. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. Just had a really awesome stream yesterday. I thought, it was a very long stream. Had Tommy C had called in. We had a nice little conversation, guys. I do think I've hang on here. There's one little thing here I wanted to do here. I'm going to do this here. Okay. Just bear with me a second. I'm going to trigger a alert just to see. So hang on a second.
And I can't deny the fact that you like me.
So I don't think that's going to be too loud anymore. I think that I've got different alerts for different things, right? Different levels of membership, different lengths of membership. I've got different things now going on. So anyway, hey people, I have to get to class, but going to joining class if I can. Listen, inexpensive games, I appreciate that, but listen, you focus on your schoolwork, man. You can come watch later. And you can come watch the VOD later. I'm not taking it down or anything, so you guys can watch it, whatever, right? So anyway, I think I've got that alerts where it's a little bit better. I may have to adjust the text so you guys can actually see who's sending an alert. But I think I've got the audio level set a little bit better. I listened to what you guys said. It was a little bit loud and stuff. So anyway, all right. So I do listen to you guys, right? So, all right. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Let me get into my story. Lord, I've talked long enough. All right. So I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I get a notification on my phone, and it pops up a little YouTube notification. I'm like, what? And I'm like, so I check it, and it was a notification of someone putting a comment, and it's from somebody named Stan Marsh, 4566. And Stan says, at Riverter, I just watched Colton's stream. You need to either make a stream covering what he said or just have him on your show. He said, you guys said many lies here. Abby apologized on his stream. You need to cover his stream because a lot of people have wrong information. Okay. So I'm like, say what? I was like, what? What is this? What? What? So I go out and I get to looking, and sure enough, Colton had done a stream last night. And in this stream, he titles it, Everybody Lies About Colton. Everybody lies about Colton. And I'm like, everybody lies about Colton. I didn't feel like I lied about Colton about anything. I mean, for crying out loud, when his video, is prior to this stream, but his actual video, right? This one here, right? When this one here, the 18 plus Edwin Generations message with minors, right? When that video dropped, we covered it on Clear as Mud. Colton called in. We discussed the video. We discussed the content of the video. I thought we had a very good, I thought we had a civil conversation. We took all the stuff that he put forth. Matter of fact, I thought we were pretty freaking generous to him because there are some issues with his video, right? And since in this stream, this whole stream, he keeps alleging that nobody watched his video. Well, that's not true. We watched the entirety of his video and commented on it on Clear as Mud. That was the second time that I had watched his video. I watched his video prior to that to take notes, right? So, I'm going to just tell you right now, right? I'm just probably not going to take, I'm not going to take any callers today. So if you hop into the waiting to call, I'll just tell you right now, you're going to sit there. I'm not going to take any calls today because I want to stay focused and I want to cover what was said. Now, if by some chance, if Colton sees this and he wants to call in, I will allow him, right? Even though I'm probably being a bad captain, I probably will allow him to call in, and I will have a conversation with him if he so chooses to. But he would be the only one that I that I'm really interested in having a conversation with, right? Let me just put that out. Oh, Captain, my captain, right? Exactly. Oh, Captain, my captain. Now, I'm going to do something I don't rarely ever do because it annoys the ever-living water out of me. But I'm going to crank this up on playback speed because this is a 2-hour stream. And there's a lot I want to get through in doing this. And I want to make sure that I'm respectful to y'all's time. So let's go.
Well, looks like Papa's back again. Yet again. Now, I have been the subject of many live streams recently, and I thought these streams would have Edwin as the subject, but it seems people are more focused on me. Now...
Okay, so right off the bat, he says he felt like more people would have Edwin as the subject and not him. I'm not for sure what streams he's talking about. Okay. But since he addresses the ICO stream that occurred, right? That's the first part of his the first, I don't know, 20 minutes of his stream, whatever, maybe 30 minutes of his stream is about the ICO stuff. And then the remainder of it, right? Basically the remainder hour and a half of it was my stream that I did yesterday. I could only, and this is assumptions, and of course, you know, when you assume something, guys, what happens? You're making an ass out of you and me, right? But we're going to assume, I'm not going to speak for you guys. I'm going to assume that he's talking about me and my stream yesterday, right? That we focused on him. Okay. So, clear as mud, we talked about the video that he made, right? We addressed the video, right? We talked about the content of the video. Did we question if Colton was the right person to make the video? I did. Why? Because Colton has a track record, right? He has a history of being this Discord spurg, right? Getting in and out of relationships and stuff, these relationships, whatever, with women. That was, and so I was like, okay, I was a little bit questioning whether or not, excuse me, if he was exactly the person that should have been covering or making this video. And then the fact that all of his information came from ICO, right? Which at this point in time, because of what happened with her shifting the goalpost and going after Matt and Xylee, right? Like they're some leaders of some cabal or something, right? And makes these accusations towards those two individuals, but yet produces zero evidence of anything of the claims that she made, right? And since the evidence was coming from her, right, I was skeptical of the validity of the evidence. However, D-Max and myself sat down that morning, went through the video a second time for me at that point, looked at the screenshots, did the research, and we verified that the screenshots were real. Okay? Nothing more than the screenshots were real. What are the context of this? What are the content or the as far as, the screenshots were real, but in what context are they real, right? The context were, these were fans of Edwin's who back in 2015 was interacting with a creator that they liked, who was a 20-something-year-old creator who liked to post, I guess, Snapchats of himself in various states of dress, right? Or undress, however you want to look at that. Was it questionable? 100%. Was it cringe? 100%. Was it even, dare I say, a little bit inappropriate? Yeah, I would go even that far, right? But if you go back and if you listen to the Clear as Mud, we're talking with Colton, right? The only picture that was somewhat problematic for me. Keely Chow, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the subscription there, Keely. The only one that was kind of questionable for me was the full frontage shot that had the genitalia area blackened out. And Colton did not have the knowledge of if that was one that had been blackened out by was it sent to an individual? Was this a snapshot that was just put out on Edwin's, I guess, Snap timeline or whatever it was, whatever that's called? I'm not a Snapchat user. I have the app, but I just don't even use it. I don't even know how to do the darn thing. We didn't know what the context of that picture was. Was it problematic? Yeah, it was problematic. There was no doubt about that for me anyway. It was. Was it criminal? Well, that's what, that's the thing. We don't know because we don't know the context of what the picture was. We now subsequently know because of what Edwin, put out, that was one that was just put out in a. So does it make it even worse that it was just blatantly put out there and anybody of any age could see that? Yeah, probably even more so. But again, like I said yesterday, and like I said Sunday on Clear as Mud, right? I'm not justifying, I'm not excusing, I'm not doing anything other than saying that was the thing back then. I can remember people like Leafy is Here, when he would put out a new video, he would tweet it out and said, hey, the first X amount of likes or whatever gets a follow. I can remember Keemstar saying, hey, new drama alert, X amount of retweets to bolster the video dropping, whatever, gets a follow. Those weren't the only two. There's all the creators back then was doing stuff like that to cause interaction with the content that they were putting out on YouTube, right? Now, they weren't necessarily putting out, quote, naked pics, right? But they were doing cross-platform type promotions like that, right? It was just a thing that was done. Looking back, and here's the thing, do you think that people that actually retweeted like Keemstar's tweets and Leafy and all these other guys, do you think they actually got a follow? Probably not. Probably there might have been a few that did, but it was kind of more or less a meme, right? So anyway, so he's wanting to know, why was people talking about him more so than Edwin? And again, like I said, the only people that he addresses in this stream is Aiko's stream and my stream, right? That's it. Yesterday we talked about how the section of Aiko's stream where Nick called in, right? I don't even really. There was a section there where, yeah, Abby was talking about Colton. And Abby did make some statements that has now turned out to be non-factual. She had received some bad information. Primarily, she said that Colton had not reached out to any of these young ladies, right? That one of them had reached out to him because that's what she had been, the information she had been conveyed to, right? But Colton shows in his stream that that's not true, that he actually did reach out. Matter of fact, he even said so on the Clear as Mud Sunday, that he had reached out to all three of the, even though they didn't have their DMs or whatever open, he still tweeted at them, right? And trying to initiate conversation. And one of them hadn't used her Twitter account, I think, in like a decade or so. I think he said something like that. So anyway, let's continue on.
Oh, why? Well, that's an interesting question. So I think we should do a little research to find out, because a lot of people say that I make things up. A lot of people say a lot of things about me. So let's discover why they don't like me. If there even is a reason. I wonder if there is. I'm sure you guys can already guess. Now, the first thing I want to respond to is Aiko's live stream. Now, Aiko wants to throw me under the bus. She wants to say that, and I didn't want to do the stream, by the way. I wanted to say.
So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the Aiko thing, but the TLDR on the Aiko thing is that Aiko did not, from what Colton showed, did not tell the truth. she was in conversations with Colton. They had DMs together. She did tell Colton to go make the video, right? So when she made the statement to Nick that she didn't understand why Colton had made this video, she didn't know where that was coming from. Well, that's not true. Colton proved that, right? And I felt like yesterday we weren't calling into question about that, other than that it seemed strange to us. From my recollection, we can go back. We're fixing to watch what we say or whatever. I don't remember ever saying or championing Aiko's statement that. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I said it didn't make any sense to me how he gave credit to her at the beginning of the video, saying all this was basically her research, her information. You know, why would I didn't that was a little bit of a disconnect for her to sit there and say that. So anyway, let's get into, so now we're about 35 minutes into a stream. He had about 5 minutes of music. So about the first 30 minutes, like I said, about the first 30 minutes or whatever, he talks about Aiko. Then he spends the rest of the 2 hour. So the next hour and a half, he talks about my stream. And he does have a lengthy little conversation with Abby Blackbird. Okay. So, anyway. So let's see what he has to say about me.
She didn't claim you stole her. Well, okay, let me be exact then. She claimed that I made a video behind her back with her research, and she didn't know. So that's stealing. That's not bad faith. Like, is that really bad faith? Like, she's essentially saying I stole her research. She said she didn't know I made a video using her research. Like, that's stealing. So yeah, she lied there. Now, let's get to some other people. Do you guys?
And guess what? I agree with Colton. She lied. Colton showed where she gave her seal of approval, her stamp of approval for the video to be made. Okay. All right. So I think he's proven, without a shadow of a doubt, in my opinion, that Aiko was essentially trying to throw him under the bus on this. Okay.
You guys know a Spurg named Abby Blackbird. Now, I don't care about anything she has to say. She's been, like, saying a bunch of stupid things for the past couple days, and I haven't cared. Like, she's been running her mouth in chat. But now, she's made some egregious errors here. It's pretty fucking sick, that what she says about me. Let me just check my notes here for the timestamp, 122. Okay, so I gotta go 122. Hold on. Let's see what she says.
Title. It is, as they say, it is a little bit...
It's very implicated.
Okay, here's something first. People are mad at my title. People are mad at the title, Edwin's Messages with Minors. What is wrong with that title? Like, literally,
Okay. Because I addressed the title, let's talk about the title, Colton. Because I said, go back and listen to what I said. The title is accurate, right? The title, which is 18 plus in brackets, right? Edwin's Generation Messages, Messages with Minors, okay? So, 100%, the title is accurate, right? There was some communications between Edwin and underage viewers of his. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong per se. However, okay, what I said is with a title like that, okay, in today's environment, right, and how people look at things, that title implies that there was some nefarious, or shall we say, there's no other way to put it, that there was some because monetization, whatever, P word, right? There was some P word stuff going on, right? That's the That's the implication there, right? That's what that title is implying, right? Now, Colton, right, never ever actually says that Edwin is that. He never hangs that label around his neck, right? He just implies it. And before you say, no, I didn't, I never implied it, no, I didn't. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And we're going to address this too while we're at it, because like I said, I'm not being charitable anymore. Let's watch this little segment. This was a cut scene between his opening statement about the video and getting into the meat and potatoes of his video, right? Let's watch this. So Colton shows his Michael Jackson dance that he did at the after party that King and Happy Punch had thrown in Memphis. So he shows a Michael Jackson dance, right? To Beat It, I think it was, or maybe Billie Jean. I think maybe it's Billie Jean. And he has this text come up, says, does Edwin touch kids? So what are you saying, Colton? What are you saying? If that is not implying something, then what is it? And while we're talking about something, right? While we're talking about this, he, in his video, or in this stream, he addresses the fact that people took exception to his opening, right? His opening little thing here, right?
Hello, children. Looks like Papa's back for one more video.
And he talks about, and his opening thing is he's got a Lego man, or this Lego scene set up here, right? Where he's doing stop animation, right? And he's got the little animated mouth over the top of the Lego guy to do the introduction to a serious video, right? And the fact that he has that little cutscene that we just watched of his little Michael Jackson dance, where it comes up asking, did Edwin touch kids? And he doesn't understand why people have problems with that. He goes, I just wanted to add a little levity. I want to add a little humor to the. Okay, you're making a video where you're alleging, right, that you're putting forth this evidence that you and Aiko, or primarily okay, so primarily Aiko, I guess, cultivated and got these screenshots, and then you took and you put this video together about a very serious thing that you're putting forth here about this of Edwin, quote unquote, being inappropriate. And you think a serious topic like this needs levity in it and needs humor in it? Another reason why I question, were you the person that should have made the video? If you don't like that criticism, tough titty. That is a legitimate criticism. You have a Lego dude introducing these allegations towards somebody. What the fuck? Let's go on.
Can anybody in chat give me a better title for the video you supposedly watched? Because these people say they watched my video, but I mean, fuck. Apparently they didn't, because nobody regained anything I fucking said.
I've watched your video multiple times at this point. I retained everything that you said in there. I was nothing but fair. I had some criticisms. And I've got a few more for you.
Can Abby Blackbird, can somebody clip this, please? Tweet at Abby Blackbird. What would be a better title for my video? I feel like 18 plus because there are sexual undertones involved, and then Edwin's messages with minors. I feel like that's a pretty objective title. Abby Blackbird, if you can suggest any title that's better, please let me know. I'm sure someone like Leia or someone can like reach out to me and let me know what you think, and I'll change it immediately. I'll change it just like that, even though it's unlisted now. I'll still change the fucking title to appease you, Abby Blackbird. How can I serve, like Nick said, how can I serve you better? Like, there's nothing, they're saying it implicates Edwin. No, my title doesn't implicate Edwin, his actions do. If anything implicates him, it's his actions, because my title is saying what he did. He messaged minors in a not safe for work way. That's not me.
Yes, it is. It's very
Like,
subjective.
See, that Riverter just saying fucking stupidity. It was I was a minor, we did interact.
What I said was stupid. Saying that it was subjective. It was subjective. It was subjective. You are suggesting, right? You are suggesting that Edwin was inappropriate with underage girls. You have a cut segment in there going into the allegation, shifting from your little Lego dude, making the introduction, where you're doing Michael Jackson, who had how much cloud around him, how many allegations around him of him being a kid diddler, right? He died with still people. They're still making videos documentaries to this day about Michael Jackson and what he may or may not have done on Neverland Ranch with children. And you're sitting there doing a Michael Jackson dance with texts coming up asking, did Edwin touch kids? How are you not implying that? And if I'm sitting there saying that it was it's subjective, that you're suggesting things, prove me otherwise how that's not.
Chat, so it's yeah, exactly. Oh, but Paige, Abby Blackbird doesn't like the title, so we're both wrong. So yeah, Riverter's being dumb too. Yeah, you implicated Edwin with that title. It was subjective. What was subjective about him messaging minors? Did he not message minors? What was subjective about that?
Text messages could all be like cousins or nephews or something, right? But
I don't know what the fuck Abby's take was there.
Okay.
They could have been his cousins, right, guys? What? Are you saying he's into incest? Or are you saying that the sexual undertones would have been okay if they were his cousins? Or are you making a point that I wrongfully implicated Edwin with my title, and then you're saying, but the title makes it seem less bad because it could have been his cousins, so you're going back on the point you're trying to make. Abby Blackbird does this a lot. She tries to make a point against me, and then she explains exactly why her point was wrong, but I feel like she thinks that she's backing up her point when she does that. Yeah, I'm not Edwin's cousin. That's good to know, Miss Edwards. She's not the brightest person. Yeah, I don't want to be mean, but this is embarrassing.
So, just so people know this, in chat you can see here there's a young lady here, or there's a user by the name of Paige Edwards. This evidently was one of the ladies that Paige, young ladies at the time, that Edwin was interacting with. Okay, so that's just the context on that.
title still says what it says, okay?
Yeah.
So you're just doing an implication regardless, and knowing.
Everything's Colton's fault. It's my fault Edwin sexted minors. That's my fault, guys. Thank you, Abby.
How did you take that away from what she just said? Let's back up to. I might just slow it down because he's got it sped up. So let me slow it down a little bit so it's not like double speed here.
You're saying, but the title makes it seem less bad because it could have been his cousins. So you're going back on the point you're trying to make. Abby Blackbird does this a lot. She tries to make a point against me, and then she explains exactly why her point was wrong, but I feel like she thinks that she's backing up her point when she does that. Yeah, I'm not Edwin's cousin. That's good to know.
Butthole. You're doing great.
Bubbles the Chimp tipped $1, says, leave my daddy out of this. Okay. Hi, Bubbles. I'll yeah, no problem.
Words. She's not the brightest person. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be mean, but this is embarrassing.
The title still says what it says, okay?
Yeah.
So you're just doing an implication regardless, and knowing.
Everything's Colton's fault. It's my fault Edwin sexted minors. That's my.
Okay, so Abby says the title still what it is, and it does imply. It does. Colton, you cannot say that it does not, especially with that in conjunction with what you have in the video itself. Okay? Now, how you take that statement and make this leap over here of saying, oh, now it's all, you're having a pity party, dude. You're having a pity party. This is all it really boils down to, is you're having a pity party, right? You thought that by you making this, what you thought was a slam dunk video, right? Because I don't know if you listened to the bullshit that Ico was spouting, and that you were on that bullshit train or what, I don't know. But how do you jump from what she said to now, oh, it's my fault. Oh, poor, pitiful me. Or, oh, poor, pitiful Colton. It's my fault that Edwin was sitting there having these conversations with minors. It's my fault. What the dude? Your ability to make such leaps, dude, was that like a superpower or something? Damn. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent as I possibly can be, as I always am. Colton does go on and he does show and prove that one of the statements that Abby makes, right, that he did in fact reach out to these girls. And the Paige Edwards, who was in his chat, did respond to him. And it was him that initiated the conversation. Abby says, nope, that he didn't do that, because that was information that she had been given. Okay. But other than that, so you spend an hour and a half talking about my stream yesterday. You call me dumb, right? You say I dropped the ball. You go on further to say that because I allowed people to call into my stream, like Abby and Seth and Nerdy John, right? And I allowed them to talk, that I'm a bad captain. Like, what? Do you think that this is like I have some team here? I don't have a team. The only, quote, team I have is Purple Paw Prints that sends me things, talking points or little funny videos to watch. And she sends me the little coffee memes every morning. Right? She doesn't do it every morning because she's a busy woman. She's got a lot of things going on. Right? But that's the only one. Dude, it's just an army of me over here. That's it, army of one. I allow people to call in. I allow people to voice their opinions. Because I allow people to voice their opinions, then all of a sudden, I'm guilty for the opinions that people voice. What? Look, I understand. Or at least I think I do. I understand. I think, Colton, believed that this was a slam dunk video, right? He thought that this was going to be the nail in Edwin's coffin. That he thought, and I don't know if it's because he believed his own bullshit. I don't know if he was believing Ico's bullshit. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. But there was some bullshit that was being believed from somewhere. I'll just put it at that. Okay. I will say this again, Colton. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay. The title of your video is accurate. It's what I said Sunday. It's what I said yesterday. The title of the video is accurate. It is subjective, though. or it is not subjective. It is very suggestive. That's the more appropriate word. It is suggestive in nature. Okay. When you have a title of a video where you're saying Edwin messaged underage, hang on, what is it? Let me make sure I say this here right. Edwin's generation's messages with minors. Okay. 18 plus. That title is suggestive. And then you back up that with that little cutaway saying, asking that transition rather, did Edwin touch kids? Tell me how that doesn't back up and reinforce the suggestiveness of the title of the video. But the video itself, right, other than the fact that you have a freaking Lego cartoon comical introduction to what you're alleging is a serious topic, and other than the cut scene where you're cutting from away from the Lego man to the actual heart of your video where you're asking the question, other than those two little sections, your video is fine. Okay. You're putting forth as much as can be proven, accurate screenshots. You're as far as information that you had at the time, you're putting forth contextually correct information. Okay. The problem is because Edwin, and you say this in your stream later on in your stream, you did your little tour. I assume Clear as Mud was one of those, those streams that you went on to do your press tour, as you called it, to hype it up because you wanted Edwin to address this video. You wanted Edwin's attention. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't blame you there, right? That's fair enough. But here's where you messed up. You want Edwin. This is what you say. Let's see if I can get to that. I really wish it's transcripts. No, transcripts not. And I wished but I was watching this in bed, so I didn't timestamp it. That's my bad. And I'm paraphrasing here, but if you go listen to it, you'll hear if he doesn't take the video down. He paraphrases where, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, but in a nutshell, what he was saying is he wanted Edwin to address this so they could find out if there was more there that needed to be dealt with. What? Do you understand how stupid of a statement that is? And let me explain to you why, just in case you don't understand. Let's say hypothetically, purely hypothetically, that there was more. Do you think Edwin is all of a sudden who potentially, because of this video that you made, because you're kind of like saying, oh, I caught Edwin with his hand in the cookie jar. Do you think he's then going to pull out all these other cookies to show all these other things? To what? That's not what? Listen. If the purpose of the video was to bring people's attention to the fact that Edwin did some creepy, some cringy ass shit back in 2015, you did a good job. You did an excellent job. Golf clap. Great job. And I'll even go a little bit further on this. If you made that video in hopes that it would get other people looking and digging into those things, see if there's more, chances are that timeline from that sexy Edwin Twitter account probably has been probably been, I'm going to say, expunged, right? So you're not going to find anything else, right? So if the whole thing is you wanted, you put the cat out of the bag, my dude. What? So unless somebody from that time frame, that time period, comes forward and has a proverbial, as they say, smoking gun, right, to show that there was some sort of inappropriateness that was going on, that's just not going to happen now. It's just not going to happen now. One other thing that he said that I am going to give him some props for. Okay, is he repeatedly has stated, right, that if there was anything that had occurred with these three young ladies that they did find, right, that he was going to help them get in contact with law enforcement stuff. So at least he's taken the appropriate, he's on the appropriate thought train there. So, kudos for him there, right? But all we have now is a video with a very suggestive title, backed up, the suggestiveness of the title, backed up by the cutscene that you put in, right? Of Edwin being creepy, being cringy, and acting like every other creator back in 2015. Good job. Now, I'm not giving Edward a pass on this. Edward doesn't even give himself a pass. Edward did make a statement on this. He said it was cringy. He's embarrassed by it now, right? Let's see. Let me just pull up Edward's tweet on this, right? Now let's just see what Edwin says on this here. All right. So here's what Edwin says in his tweet. He says, "This has gone too far. There was never any targeting, grooming, or contacting of minors for sexual gratification as being painted. It was popular to encourage fans to retweet new videos 7 to 10 years ago by offering a DM or a pic, and so I did a few times with some cringe messages at worst. Some of the DMs were posted by fans back then and are now being spread around by others to paint a perverse light without this context. The DMs were criticizable and looked very cringe in hindsight, but to make anything more of it after others looked through hundreds of tweets to see if the fans were underage or not, to force that as a factor is disgusting. Other instances of being used against me are tweets showing screenshots of my old public Snapchat stories. This is being presented as that they were being sent in messages to fans. If you're genuinely concerned over these, quote, victims, unquote, please feel free to reach out to them to validate these false claims made on their behalf. Y'all can hate and criticize me all you want, but sensationalizing lies week after week has gotten to be exhausting for y'all too. I would like to move on from personal drama and hate that people won't let me." So he addressed it. He addressed your video, Colton. You should be happy, right? Right? You should be happy. You should be, let's see here. There was one other thing here I wanted to find. Let me just do this here. Come on, where's it at here? He shows the tweet here somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So this is the tweet that he set up and had the conversation with Paige, right? This is the tweet. He says, "Hello, I hope you're doing well. I was wondering if you'd be open to talk about something relating to YouTube from a few years back. If not, that's totally all right, and I understand. He goes, let's see if my memory goes back that far. What would you like to discuss? Do you remember talking to Edward's generation? Right? And that's the full context of what we've shown by Colton. Right? So I didn't see where she's making any of these allegations, right? You did what Edward asked. You reached out to the girls, right? One of them got back to you. She doesn't claim, right? From what I can see, she doesn't claim, you know, okay. She doesn't claim to be a, quote, victim, to use Edwin's words there, right? So, I understand you're upset. But swinging at me, dude? Really? Now, you guys, listen here. You guys can, I don't know, I guess you guys can, did I drop the ball? Was I ungenerous in what I said? I don't think I was. But evidently, Colton thought I was, I'm
So
stupid.
Colton, so I'm coming in a little late to this.
Yeah.
So Colton came at you?
Yeah, I'm dumb. I dropped the ball. I'm a bad captain.
So should we, I don't know, like go over to the clear as mud thing where he was just agreeing with everything we said and saying that we were so smart? And should I post my DMs where he said that I was like handsome and shit for what I said on clear as mud, or like,
That's up
let's
to
see.
you.
What exactly did he say? Let's see. You did great tonight. Thank you for pressing my claims. I am happy I got to elaborate. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna post it. I don't give a fuck. I don't care because I don't give a shit, Colton. You're a dumb piece of shit. Fuck you. You made a goddamn mistake and then you're gonna turn around and fucking claim my friend made the mistake? Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You can find another goddamn ring girl when you want to go fucking battle your cuck spondyle. Get fucked. Get fucked.
So I'm asking you a question, and you're my friend, and so I know it's gonna be really tough for you to be objective, right?
Sure.
Okay. But my whole problem really with it, and I told you this from the get-go, right? When we that Sunday morning, I said, hey, I think we kind of got to talk about this. I said, I'm a little bit, because it's Colton that made the video. I said, I was like, So here's my issues with the video. That he opens up his video to allegedly serious allegations here that was being put forth, or whatever you want to call it, serious topic. We won't say allegations. Serious topic that was being put forth with a still animate, or whatever we call it. It's called animated of a freaking was it
Stop motion
Lego dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we introduced it. And then his excuse, right, for having the little transition that he had of him dancing at that,
with
that
Michael
party,
Jackson,
with
somebody
Jackson.
who, with a lot of people, with some, with a pop culture figure that a lot of people associate with pedophilia. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
With the question, with the text coming up, faded out and coming up, zooming in, saying, did Edwin touch kids? Tell me again, when I said that the title of the video was very, very suggestive, right?
Well, what you said, whole face, was that you said it's accurate.
Yes.
But it is very suggestive.
It is very suggestive, 100%.
Right.
So exactly what was it that I got wrong? Where did I drop the ball? Why am I dumb, Colton? I understand. You're upset. You're mad.
No, this kid is just a fucking idiot.
Oh, no.
And here's the thing is, like, look. Here's what kills me is that, like, Colton, I gave you every chance. I gave you, me personally, I gave you every chance. Whenever I hear from the community that somebody's a fuck up, you know what I do? I go, I don't give a shit what they say. I want to see it for myself. You have proven it. You have proven to be an absolute piece of shit. And so I don't give a shit. Anything. So congratulations, Colton. Now you have converted another person into the camp of I don't believe you. Anything you say from now on is hot garbage to me. All right? I take that shit out on Thursdays. I don't need it. I don't need it today. Fridays, I think. It's a new house.
You know what? Here's the thing too. D-Max.
Yeah.
You and I sat down and spent, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, whatever it was, going through every one of the screenshots that he had in that video and verified that what he was saying was factual.
Yeah.
We gave it your video the due diligence. I said repeatedly, there was nothing wrong with the video and what he was saying contextually, other than the one picture. The most damning picture of the whole video, right, was the naked pic. And I said, you don't know the context of it. Was it sent to the person?
And he agreed. He agreed.
100% he agreed. He 100% agreed.
This is the thing, is that like, it's like, dude, if anybody out there, like, it's like, it's so funny too, because I know that nobody's on Colton's side. But if anybody is, go ahead and go watch Clear as Mud. This is not a promotional thing. This is us just saying, go fucking watch the video.
Yeah.
Go watch the way we covered it. It's not like we were being charitable to fucking Edwin.
Nope.
We were like I personally was doing that because that's my thing, right?
Well, no,
it's like,
I think we were being fair.
Right, that's what I mean. Is
we were objectively
right.
looking at these claims. We were fair to Colton. I guess actually we were fair to Ico because that's where all this stuff came from, right? We were fair to Ico.
Exactly. Yeah, he was a proxy. That's the thing too, is that Colton, you were a proxy. You were a proxy to stupid games. And now you're upset at Ico and Ico's upset at you. And now you're just taking it out on everyone. That's what's happening here.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
So, you know, we've verified your video. We backed up the claims of your video with our own research and our own screenshots. Yeah. We said, yes, these screenshots are 100% legitimate.
I sent you the screenshot where he says, you did great tonight. Thank you for pressing my claims. I'm happy to elaborate. I got to elaborate. That means that you got everything out, dude. That means that that we did fine and you were happy with what we said. All right. If that's not what that means, then I want you to fucking clarify exactly what you mean. Exactly what you mean. Why? Like, why? Why? You know? Like, what? It's just so funny, too, because we were the only people who were not fucking just discrediting you, just whole face, just for who you are. You're gonna turn around and you're gonna attack Peepaw? Really?
You know,
really?
I'm gonna tell you something. If you came in late, you probably didn't hear this.
Yeah.
But after everything that has happened over the last, I'm gonna say 7 to 10 days, how do I put this? I'm just not really wanting to be generous to people anymore. I'm just not.
Well,
because the last
here's
two
the
people,
thing.
the last two people that I feel like I bent over backwards to be generous to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has turned around and decided to come at me with some of the most stupid, heinous, idiotic, okay, Colton's not heinous. It's just being dumb. Okay, Colton's lashing out.
Yeah. Colton is like, I have a theory here. I bet you Colton's going to end up apologizing because he knows he's in the wrong. I don't understand how you can be on this shit and not understand that you are in the wrong. You're the one in the wrong. We did nothing wrong. Colton, you might have done something wrong. Or at the very least, you have done something wrong with this. Like, why? You know? It's not like we're above criticism or anything. But it's like, what do you want us to fucking do, man? What do you want us to do about this?
We didn't make the video. We backed up the screenshots. We questioned the context of the screenshots as far as...
We did commentary. We literally just did commentary. Like, that's what we did. It's like, for him to get the fucking hump about it, it's like, okay, well then what's crazy to me too, again, asked him point blank, is this the worst of what you've got? He said, yes. I said, does this mean that he's a pedophile? He said, no. What do you want from us? What do you want?
He says that everybody's talking about him and they're not focusing on Edwin. What is it that you want us to focus on Edwin for?
Then, oh my God, it's
What?
yeah, like what for what for why? Like I think what he wanted, I think what him and Aiko wanted is for everybody to be reset and been like, okay, now we're against Edwin again. It's just what I said the other day. You get pulled in, you get sucked into the drama. Like if you had just, you know, it's hard because like if I think about it from like Colton's perspective, I guess there's no winning, right? I guess it's like damned if I do and damned if I don't. If I post a video, people are not going to believe me. If I see, okay. Same criticism that I have for Colton at this point is the same criticism that I have for Edwin, ironically, right? Edwin's little response, you just played it, you just showed it, right?
Yeah.
If he had just toned it the fuck down and just had just gone like, hey guys, you know, like I'm not really happy about this whole thing, but I'm not gonna come out the gate and like try to insult people or like, you know, throw an allegation on them now. Like instead of being a whiny little like fucking scared cucked little bitch and saying all that shit, like you could have just come out and been humble and been like, listen guys, this is from a long time ago. I don't appreciate any of these things. Like whatever, just say all of the things that are related to the facts of the situation rather than this is where it came from. And I can't believe that the community's like this and blah, 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 blah. Colton, you're doing the same fucking thing Edwin is doing. Which actually, you know what? Fuck it. Because I'm not feeling charitable anymore. Has me asking fucking questions now about you, Colton. Do you have your tweets up from back then? What kind of person are you? Because I've heard all sorts of shit from behind the scenes. I'm not feeling charitable today. Should I be charitable? Or should I not be, Colton? What do you think? Fucking asshole.
I'm to the point, like I said, the gloves are off. I'm not really feeling charitable anymore. I'm just not.
I just can't believe it, man. I can't believe how, like I can't think of any other word other than just fucking ungrateful. Ungrateful. You know? We didn't have to do that. We actually had a whole conversation, like you said, about whether or not we should even cover this stuff. We went on a limb. We fucking built a fucking like pirate style like wooden plank for us to go out on. That was like 5 beams long. Made with rusty fucking screws. We went out on a goddamn limb. And this is the way you're going to do it? This is the way you're going to say it, Colton? Okay. Sure. Let's go with that. Congratulations, Colton. You got from step 1 to step 3 within like 2 weeks of me knowing you. Fucking strike 3. You're out, bitch. Bye. Bye-bye. Have fun in the jar with Slug, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be stupid. That's the thing. Just don't be stupid. Jesus.
You know, and just so that again, I don't feel like I should have to, but I will, just for clarification here. I don't think Edwin is necessarily a good guy.
No.
But I don't think he's the devil either.
You know, he doesn't.
Okay? If Edwin
he
was
doesn't have to be a good like.
No.
It's
Edwin,
this black and white thinking shit. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Listen, if Edwin was broke down, I've said this numerous times, so let me say it again, because evidently people can't hear. If Edwin was broke down on the side of the road, if he was stranded, I would stop and help him, because it is the humanitarian thing to do. However, I would not meet up with him and have a meal and a few beers and laugh and act like we're friends. We're not, nor will we ever be. Why? Because his ideologies and his mindset, right, is 180 degrees out from mine. And there is no commonality there. There's no common ground. There's nothing for us to agree on.
I mean, Edwin also lied to you, like to your face, but
yeah,
whatever.
So here's the deal, right? Edwin in this, okay, so his tweet about it is a little bit, but I you know what?
I get it. I understand why he's irate. Yeah, I can.
He has been had 1,001 needles, and guess what? Some of those needles that's been thrown at him came from me. I'll own that, right? And some of them were justified, I feel, and some of them were questionable because now looking back in hindsight and with more information out there, maybe we're not quite as justifiable of some of the things that was said. Okay, I'll give that to Edwin, but he's not the devil. He's not someone that has to be banished. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. I want you guys to listen to me. Okay. If you guys want to go after Edwin because of the social media marketing plan that he did in 2015 to bolster his following and to get more eyes and ears on his videos, that's fine. But you better get ready to go after people like, oh, I don't know, Shane Dawson and Sear and Anision,
The Jonas Brothers.
Hell, how about Keemstar?
Justin Bieber.
All those creators back then. Now, some of them, granted, some of them were not necessarily sending like shirtless pics and things like that, but all of them were saying, "Hey, promising, if you like or retweet my tweet here about this video, I'll follow you. I'll do this, and whatever else." Right? They all promised the social interaction, this social engagement with their fans, if their fans would do this, right?
Yeah, parasocial was a marketing strategy at some point.
Yeah. So if you want to do that, fine. But let's line them all up and let's all just take them out there to the wall and let's just shoot all of them. Period. And here's the thing too, right? Again, go back and watch what I said on Clear's Mud, because what I said was this, is any time, it does not matter. Go back and look at any of the videos that were made by any of those creators and that time frame, and you look at them today through today's eyes, they're not good. They're not. They're just not.
Listen, man, I mean, you and I both know this at this point. Like Colton's just coping, molding, and seething because the community is rightfully calling him out on some of the shit that he's spewing here.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, like, I agree with what Reese said, you know. They're all pricks, but don't deserve to be deplatformed / doxxed. He does deserve to be clowned on though. Yeah, it's like, and that's what we're doing. It's like that. Fuck Colton. Like. So, it's you know, it's funny. I just want everybody to understand too. I'm waking up a little hot because like I just woke up, so I got like a little bit of the stuffy nose and all that. I get sick and tired. Like what irks me more than anything, and this is the same reason why I was quote unquote yelling at Milltown, was that like I just can't stand it when everybody or my brain is telling me, hey, there's a lot of people around you saying that this person ain't trustworthy, or maybe I just have a feeling deep down that somebody is not trustworthy. And then, you know, and I take a limb, I go out on a limb for a person, and then they spit in my face for it. Like, that's what gets me riled up. That's what you know what, like, fine. If somebody wants to get like, have a funny laugh because, you know, I got riled up or I started yelling or whatever like that, it started chimping out, started, you know, whatever, like, fine. Like that's fine. That's who I am as a person though. But I hope Colton can understand where this is coming from and why I'm a little bit upset by this. Because like, dude, again, I don't know you from fucking Adam. I didn't before this, right? Like very, very vaguely would you come up in conversations and it was always with a and yet I still gave you the time of day, still gave you an opportunity, still after you fucking ghosted me from the fucking Spondyle fight or whatever because you had some sort of a Fifi problem. I don't know, you were on your period or something. I don't know what happened. I never even asked for a clarification, never even asked for a fucking apology. Might have asked for an apology like in joke or something like that, but it was like obvious joke, and I don't care. You don't need to apologize for that. But the thing is that, like, after that, I had every reason in the world to have a fucking beef with you. I even mentioned it on Clear as Mud as a joke, kind of in passing, but kind of true, you know? And again, you're going to turn around, you're going to spit in our face. Why? Why? We were one of the only people who took this seriously. You want to go after somebody? Go after the people who didn't take it seriously.
I don't want to interrupt you, but Abby, why are
Yeah.
you timing out Twitter Geek? What? Why? What did he do? Let me see here. What food did he? Well, you guys kept your mouth shut for a long time, doing nothing. Now it's my turn. My turn. Cry about all you want. I'm not giving. What? What did he? What are you guys on about? What?
Oh, is Twitter Geek Colton?
No, Twitter Geek is Twitter Geek.
No, I mean, it's just because I'm confused because we're not like even talking about him, so I don't know why he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
That's
that.
weird.
I don't know the context of that.
He's strange.
Okay, because he's been an ass since he got. Okay, listen, Abby. Fine. He's an ass. Twitter Geek is an ass.
Yeah.
But unless he's doing something that's breaking terms of service, listen, mods, all mods, listen to me. Unless somebody is doing something that's breaking terms of service, I don't give a shit what they say in chat. They could talk about me. They could talk about I'm fat. They could talk about how old I am. They can hate what I'm saying. They can be taking exception to what I'm saying. I don't give a shit. Do not time them out. Do not hide them. Nothing. Unless they're breaking terms of service, just let them rant against the wall. I don't give a shit. Okay? I hope I'm clear about that. Twitter Geek, if you're still watching, all I can say is I'm sorry you were timed out. Hopefully it won't happen again. Okay? That's all I can say. All right, so I know I said we're going to take callers, but I'm pretty much through with this or whatever. I've got just a few minutes. If you guys want to call, fine. You can call in. Let me get out of Code Red here.
I can't believe this, man. I can't believe it. It's like this is one of those like SMH moments. You know what I mean? Like with Colton, where it's just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What goes on with people? Like, what goes on in their heads to make them feel like this is a way to be?
Good morning, JFA. Colton liked you. He liked you because he said you were nice to him.
Oh, he is a nice guy, just not right now.
Listen, Colton is Colton, right? And I understand, right? His video wasn't received the way he thought it was. He's not being hosted up on shoulders, and they're not throwing a big ticker tape parade for him, and he's not the conquering hero that he thought he was going to be. Look, the video is fine, Colton. Other than the couple little criticisms I had for it, the video was fine, right? But it's not this big fucking coffin nail that you're going to put it. And again, like I said, here's the thing. I don't give a shit what comes out about anybody. If that person doesn't refuse to leave, guess what? You're not canceling their ass. You want a perfect example? EDP 445. Right? Motherfucker's still around. He's still making content out there on Snapchat or whatever it is that he's doing. Or TikTok,
and he's literally been caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Like, literally been caught.
How many times has he been caught?
In fact, YouTube defends him.
Yeah. So I don't know what
probably like three times.
Yeah. So what is it you want, Colton?
See, here's the thing. Maybe he should start going after people like Mini Lad or Red Kiwis, because those are actual pedophiles that got caught.
No, JFA. No, JFA. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about that. He wanted to get it. He wanted either one of two things at this point. Again, because I'm not feeling generous. He either wanted to try to get the dunk on Edwin for personal bona fides, of which I have no idea, or he was trying to, like, I don't know, get in good favor with Aiko to get into her pants or something. I don't know. I think she's married, so I don't think that's going to work out for you, Colton, but whatever.
I mean, she's fine. A little too crazy for my taste, but
she wants to be ninja, I don't think she's going to give you the happy ending you asked for, but fair enough.
Well, what did Aiko do to you?
Nothing. Aiko did nothing.
No, she's just. I think for her own.
She's fine with these jokes.
Here's the deal. I'm not friends with Aiko. I've had very little interaction. It was very limited, and it was just trying to find out what I could do to because she had been recommended. I got her a refurbed PC sent to her to kind of help her to tie her over to where she until she because her PC was dying on her, so she could continue to stream. She had fans. I was just trying to help a little bit. Do I regret doing that?
Well, you're being neighborly.
No,
You're being
no.
neighborly.
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
don't. I don't regret doing it. It is what it
Yeah.
is, right? Um, I'm not always going to
Well,
help
that's something.
people. That's going to be a beloved person in the community. It's that's not what the purpose of that. So here's the thing. I if I was to offer any advice, my advice to Aiko would be, she needs to close the book on this. She needs to close the book on Edwin, and she needs to move on and do something else for her own well-being. But
Go back
that's
to our
her call.
community,
Yeah,
basically.
that's her call. She can do whatever she wants. She's a grown woman. She can do whatever she wants to. I'm just saying for her own well-being, because she is chasing windmills, and I don't
Yeah.
know if there's anything out there that will ever give her the results that she's wanting. I don't know if it exists. I really truly I don't know if it exists. So anyway,
Yeah.
good morning,
Is it
Reese.
a stretch? Oh, good morning, Greece. Hello.
Hey, Reese.
Hello. I wanted to just be fucking an asshole. Right. I'm just gonna say it. Colton wants fucking attention. Have you guys ever
No.
just like every single stream that he would be like his video would be brought up, he would have to jump in the call every single fucking time. He couldn't just leave it for a couple minutes. It was like, let me in the call, let me in the call. All he wants is fucking attention. Like, I don't think he was genuinely trying to call Edwin out on anything. He's just trying to fucking get eyes looked at him. Like, he went off the internet for a while, did his little fucking Michael Jackson dance at fucking VidCon or whatever, thought that was his way back in, and now he's trying to be a fucking Spurg again. He's really, really a fucking retard. I'm
Again,
fucking
Colton.
saying it because you're too nice. I'm not gonna lie, you're too nice. I'm saying it. He's a cunt.
Yeah. Well, no. Again, it's moments, like literally minutes after he got done with Clear as Mud. He DM'd me saying, "You did great tonight. Thank you for pressing
Yeah.
my claims. I'm happy to elaborate. I'm happy I got to elaborate." With the smiley face. It's like, what a two-faced little bitch. What a two-faced
So what's his
asshole.
fucking problem? Why is he so two-faced? Because he just wants to get on the fucking good books of every single person around him. But at the minute, he's causing more fucking problems, and everyone just thinks he's a fucking twat.
He's confirming everything that everybody said about him. Like, he's
Literally.
100% confirming it.
Literally, I thought he was going to go off, calm down for a little bit, but no, he couldn't. He couldn't stay away for fucking more than a couple months. And like I said in chat earlier, I can almost guarantee that he was fucking in Aiko's DMs trying to fucking get all up in her fucking panties as well. I can almost guarantee that's why he got involved with Aiko. Because have you ever noticed how Colton is just always in fucking girls' DMs? What's going to be any different? He can't fucking change from the past. So what's going to be any different now? Let's be real.
See, and that's the thing too, is that was the elephant in the room that I didn't really ever mention on Clear as Mud, but that's the reality that I understand. And again, since I'm not feeling charitable anymore, listen,
Yeah.
it's a little bit hypocritical for you to be going after fucking Edwin when you're the guy who literally everybody always thinks about that way. Like you were like that
Literally.
degenerate fuck. You're that guy. That's why it doesn't make any sense for you to cover it, dude. That's why it's hypocritical and
Literally.
weird.
Oh my god. Like I'm just
D-Max.
banging my head against a fucking wall.
D-Max, may I make one recommendation from
course.
friend to friend? Okay.
Sure.
All right. I just like you to, take the day off, just have a nice sleep, have a nice tea, have a coffee, just really
fine,
sleep
man.
on it.
I'm
Just
really
have
fine.
just really sleep on it. Wake up tomorrow and see if you still have the same take. I think you're being mean.
He can suck my cunt.
I mean,
There you go.
I like I said, it takes a minute for me to get there with some people. I especially don't like it when I give people charitability and then they spit in my face for it. I'll say this: people only get to make that mistake about one time, sometimes two, depends on the day. But the thing is, today and with Colton specifically, you get one and you missed it. So goodbye,
Well,
Colton.
Let me ask you this: Did Colton have an axe to grind against Edwin? Because I've seen him in Edward's chats a few times.
No, it's like Reese was saying. He just wants attention. That's all it is. It's just it's
He wanted
just attention for him. It's like why people go
around him.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was donating to like Salvo or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Colton was that low. You know what I mean?
I mean, I
That
donate
was,
to him.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
I think that's what he was kind of hitting at there, JFA.
Yeah. You think so? Is
I'm
that
just, I'm just saying. Look. All right, I'm not here to police or
No, you're
judge
not.
people
That's
on
right.
morality. No, I'm not. I'm the worst person to do it. Like in yesterday's Tommy's late night stream, like as long as he continues to like entertain and put up a stream, put up a show, I'm gonna tip him. You know, if he makes me laugh, I'm gonna tip the guy. That's it. Like it's not like I'm going out and I'm being his little conscious on his shoulder. I'm whispering sweet nothings in his ear. As long as he continues to entertain, I'm a tip him. I'm
Right.
just like any other person
Okay.
who
It's just
services
like
you.
valid.
That's it.
it's all about entertainment. I understand.
hmm
Well, basically.
Yeah.
So anyway, listen, I think I don't know. Maybe like I say, I don't know where and what time that the Kool-Aid started being drank by Colton, but I definitely think there was some Kool-Aid that was being drunk. Again, like I said, there's the tweets and screenshots and everything that's in Colton's video is 100% accurate. We verified that. We 100% verified. Every one of them is accurate. How it's presented contextually, I don't know. I mean, he showed me a creator that was making content in 2014-15 that was the same way that everyone else was making content. Not saying it's right. Looking back, cringe. You know, questionable at times. Yes. Does it cross the line? What's the line? Everybody's
Hold on, we
lines
have
differently.
we have somebody in chat. Skip said, "I don't know. There's a misunderstanding going on here, and it's mildly annoying. Colton was reacting to parts of the stream where he was being dragged and untruth said by panel, which he debunked."
Okay, so the only thing that he debunked, right, was Abby made a statement that he never contacted the girls, that the one girl had reached out to him. He showed in, matter of fact, I think I probably still have it up here. Yeah, I'll show it right here. He showed that he, in fact, was the first one to initiate a conversation with one of the girls named Paige. That's it. That's what he was dragging Abby about, saying that she had her information wrong. Abby calls in and she does say, yes, I see that she said that her information was wrong. That's fine. But he says that I was being dumb. He says that that I was a bad captain because I, quote, was letting all these people on my platform. Does that mean I'm a bad captain because I allowed you to call into Clear's mud? Does that mean I'm bad there too?
So I guess his gripe is that he wanted you to correct the record in real time for something that like seems like we were all kind of unsure about.
Okay. Skip says I would call that a lie from where you're from. What I would say is
A lie?
Here's the thing.
You would go as far to say it's a lie? That's a stretch.
If Abby knowingly said that statement about him not reaching out to the girls, if she knew that it was untruthful, then yes, I agree with you, Skip. That was a lie. However, if she in good faith, based on who it was told her that, repeated it, well, then that was just misinformation that she corrected. Abby said she knew. Listen back to the clip.
I mean,
Okay.
Skip, if you want to call in and explain your point, well, we can have a civil conversation. Nobody's going to dogpile you or anything.
No. I don't dogpile. I don't do that shit.
Yeah, I'll happily
Yeah.
leave. I'll happily leave if they want to come in.
I'll step aside too.
Yeah.
See, this is not time stamped. I don't know where. Let's see if I can find where Abby.
She knows Darcy Shady. Guys, Abby Blackbird just has the fucking bird sense, alright?
It's not.
One thing at a time.
It's connected. Hold up.
Alright. Told me I would. Is that what you're saying? Like type the tag
The lie
tag
is
in
not
chat,
in
and I'll
knowing, the
add you,
lie
and then we'll
is in
call.
saying she
Trust
was
me, I'm gonna
certain.
unadd you after. Okay, so you don't want to call. Okay, cool. Well, there we have it. What else do you need to respond to? Let's see. There's one other thing I think that you lied about. Chat, do you remember what it was? What a fucking horrible showing. Yes, it's better than your
I feel
word.
like this
Well,
is
Abby,
really
clearly
in
fucking
the
not.
weeds and pedantic. Like, it's
Okay.
not even something you said. It's something somebody else said. Why would Colton criticize you, Riv, for like? It's like, are we supposed to correct every little thing in real time? It's just, is that the standard we're going with now? Like, I
mean, here's
especially
the thing.
since I'm sure it's something that was said and then moved on from, right? Or probably like a new segment was being brought on, or somebody else was making a point in the midst of it, or whatever. Like, if you have a criticism for Abby and what she said, that's fine and that's
fine.
valid. I don't understand how that relates to Riv is a bad captain of a ship or whatever. It's a little weird. It's a weird argument. I don't get that. It's very, we're supposed to be the net peckers over here.
Yeah. Well, so here's the okay. So I addressed.
I'm sure somebody's gonna twist that. Somebody's gonna twist that to be like, they don't want nitpicking.
So here's the deal, okay? I believe I addressed this at the beginning of the stream, that Colton did show, right, that he was in communication and that Abby was mistaken on that. Now, I do know Abby called in. Like I said, I was way past my bedtime when I listened to this, so she very well could have owned up that she made that up. And if she did, then you know what? She was wrong for that. And she should not have been making shit up and lying, trying to dance on Colton. Okay? She was wrong. I'll say this again, if she knowingly made that statement and she knew it wasn't true, then she's wrong for that. I will go back and I will re-listen to that interaction between Colton and Abby to verify that. Okay? I will do that. But again, I don't understand. Okay, so anybody that I allow to call in, all of a sudden I'm responsible for everything that they say. And I'm supposed to have a complete and total working index of everything that has ever happened. So if they make a statement, I'm supposed to be able to fact check them right there on the spot. Is that the thing now? Because I kind of feel like that's what is kind of, and if that's not the case, then maybe I'm in the weeds here. I don't know.
Look, y'all want to hate on Colton, fine. Literally, no. Literally, you're wrong. Literally, I don't know where this is coming from. Literally, what the fuck? But fine. I literally only like 3 people in this community. That's Xylee. Sorry, I missed it. Xylee, Peapot, and D-Max. I appreciate that, Skip. But the thing is, like, I think that you're putting on something that is not there. Like you're putting like anybody can have any criticism they want. So that's fine. You know, more power to you. But it's just that like you're like, because you said it was a lie. You said that like Peepaw lied. Like
no, I think Skip was talking about Abby lied. And here's the thing
pretty sure
about
she said.
she said
She said that. Okay, hold on. Let me. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see.
Okay.
It. You might be right.
Way to go, D-Max. Now he likes Peep on Xylee only.
I'm fine with that.
No, Skip says no, not Peepaw. I think Skip was addressing
Okay,
Abby,
all right,
Abby and Abby alone, right? So
all right,
that's
all right,
fine.
fine.
That's fine.
Fine.
And here's the thing: I don't hate Colton.
No,
I don't. If you guys are taking that as no, listen to me. Let me
I don't trust Colton. Like at this point, I just don't trust him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
which
all I'm
which seems reasonable, right?
Yeah, to me it does.
Yeah.
And here's
Yeah.
like I
So well, okay, let me put it on you. I'm sorry, not to again, because I'm not feeling charitable today, Skip, and I apologize. I don't mean to put you on the hot seat. Do you trust Colton and everything he says?
Yes.
Okay, to be fair, that wasn't Skip.
So, here's the thing. Like I said, I don't hate Colton, right? It's just kind of the same thing like it is with Edwin, right? If Colton was broke down the side of the road, I'd help the dude. I'd help them get, whatever, I could do to help him. But I'm not going to hang out with him. Right? I'm not going to have a cheeseburger and a couple of beers. I'm just not going to do it. Right? Because there are some things that Colton has done in this video, even. And there's some things that is in his past, right? Because here's the thing, Cody, you don't get to, if you're going to sit here and you're going to throw arrows at the behavior of Edwin's past, which you're well entitled to do, and maybe some arrows can be thrown because it was, some cringy stuff that was done. That's fine. Whatever. Do we want to look at your past? Do we want to really question and look at your stuff, what you did in the past? And hold it up to the microscope and put the light on it? Which I haven't done.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say too, like
Yeah.
Skip, we got no beef. I ain't got no problem with you, Skip. I mean, like if you're saying some criticism, if something doesn't seem right from where you're sitting, you're fully within your right to kind of call it out and stuff. I don't see it yet, but it is possible. Maybe it is there, and maybe I'm just being silly right now. So I'll give you that. But I think that it's a little bit, I don't know.
I think
feel
more
like you're
people
going a little
calling in
too
might
hard for
set
no
the record
reason.
straight.
No, I don't need any more call-ins. I don't need more call-ins. I don't listen. I don't dislike Colton. I want that perfectly clear. I criticized his video for the things that I think were inappropriate in the video. The video as a whole, fine. There's a couple of things that he did artistically and editing wise, I think was questionable. Okay. But that's my personal opinion. I'm taking exception to some of the statements he made when he directed at me, calling me dumb, saying I was just being stupid. How was I being dumb and stupid? And I think if I'm kind of reading between the lines here, and I'm kind of whatever, is I think he was more upset with Abby and what Abby said, right? And maybe from what what Skip is saying, if Abby did later on, and like I said, I will go back and verify that. But if she owned up to say she made that shit up, he had a right to be upset about that. That's fine. But if he's upset with Abby, why is he lashing at me? Right? Because I think all I've ever been is gracious and generous to this dude. And I'm just kind of getting tired of being nice to people and getting my damn head ripped off. I'm just kind of getting tired of that shit. And that's
Can
what
I
I'm
ask you a
saying.
question, people?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if Colton did a stream yesterday, if he would have asked you to come on, would you have? Just to clear the air?
100%.
Okay. Well, see, Colton, you could have done that. I can't really defend you on everything else, though. Just give somebody who's had you on their show, give them the courtesy to just clear the air. Oh no, Beavers, go away.
Oh God.
Hello, Beavers. How are you?
I'm good, and you? I'm coming in here to say fuck Colton. I hope he dies in Minecraft in a ditch.
There you go.
Well,
I'm not that far off anymore, Beavers.
Colton's the type of guy, like you were saying, people. If you were stuck on the side of the road,
Yeah.
you'd get out and you'd help him, right?
Yeah.
See, you were right up to a point. You get out of the car, you take a knife, you cut his tires so that he
Jesus.
stays there.
No.
well, thank God he
I
said
thought you were
that.
going to say cut his
So he's stranded
tongue.
worse.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Why not?
I hate Colton.
Well, because he's the kind of guy, like take that analogy all the way, right? It's like I'm sure that Colton is the type of guy. As soon as you get out and start fucking trying to fix his tires and shit, he's gonna be like he's not gonna help you. He's gonna be like running away. He's gonna be like trying to start a conversation with you and be really annoying. It'll be like I'm trying to think. There was like a movie where it's like the guy. It's like the one dude is like a therapist or a psychologist or something, and then the other guy is like a crazy person, and then like the therapist guy tries to go on a vacation, and like the crazy guy just like makes his life a living hell. Do you guys know what movie I'm talking about? Fuck. Anyway, he's that guy. He's the fucking crazy dude. He's just trying. I don't think Colton can really help it. I think that he's just nutsoid, and he just can't stop. I don't know.
Listen, there is nothing wrong in being a spurg. Just own it. Just own it, and don't act like you know everything that you don't. And if there's no harm in being a little bit nuts. Just as long as he doesn't think that he's not. You
It's
know?
when you make it's when you make yourself other people's problem constantly.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
stop. Just stop.
Like as well, like personally, I think what you should just not react to every single little thing that everyone says about him. Like, don't call into all of these streams about people. Like, try and like take a breath first before you just react. You know, because that's you're just gonna cause so many more problems if you do it that way.
Well, Reese and JFA, I appreciate you guys calling in. I've got another caller. I'm going to bring them in. I'm going to try to keep the panel, as they refer to it, a little bit lower numbers. But I do appreciate you guys calling in. I appreciate your time and your support.
Thanks for having us. Can I drop a slur?
No, you may not drop a slur, but I'll tell you what I will do for you, JFA, as I'm sending you out. Make sure, because JFA is a big fan of Savo's, make sure you tune into Savo's stream tonight, because evidently he's going to be talking about yours truly. So, anyway.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rich.
And
that's hilarious.
If you're in and around
Salvo's getting trolled and he doesn't even realize it.
Yeah. If you're in and around London, make sure you check out Reese. They are a wonderful, wonderful performer. So make sure you check out Reese.
Oh, thank you.
Follow Reese on Twitter as well. And on that note, Reese, you have a wonderful, wonderful day, my friend.
Thank you, people, and have a lovely rest of your stream.
Thanks, Reese.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Babs, I just want to say this quickly.
Yeah.
You can get gifted memberships without actually watching people's streams.
Yeah.
I was fast asleep. Like, I watched Salvo, don't get me wrong, but I was fast asleep when that stream happened.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't care if anybody watches or donates to Salvo. I was just giving JFA a hard time because it's funny.
Sure. Yeah.
I was
snoozing. If you can't troll a troll, then what's the purpose of having trolls around?
Yeah, and he took it well.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I don't know why people get so upset over it. Like, why are people so sensitive? I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. If he wants to talk about little old me that has very little interaction really to speak of, if that's where his content's coming from, then good. I guess good for him. I don't know.
JFA is just a content brained individual. He doesn't have a channel, but he's always content brained, bro.
Yeah.
He would make you fight your own son, your own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
Right, and laugh and point at you while you did it. That's JFA.
Oh gosh!
I love him for it.
So welcome in Captain Poofers and the Goblin Seth. How you doing today, guys?
Oh, super duper! I got something to say about this Colton situation, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I've always had
don't make up shit, Poofers, because he'll fact check you, and then I'll be in another damn stream.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna need a fact check like extreme past, like back in 2014, because I go way back. And what I'm referring to is we had this guy named Alakaloka, and I don't know if anyone knows who this guy was. He was a game developer behind Night in the Woods.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the co-developers. What had happened was Zoe Quinn. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that name. She was kind of like an activist against like Gamergate. She appeared with Anita Sarkeesian at the UN to talk about bullying and stuff like that and mean comments on the internet. Yeah. She has been known to make up a lot of stuff. The problem with this is she made an accusation against Alakaloka, and it was kind of like a concerted effort with her and Anita Sarkeesian at the time, and again another name I don't know if anyone's familiar with. That they were going to make this kind of like Me Too movement, but for like game developers. What had happened was Alakaloka, poor Alec, he lost his job. His own family didn't believe him. I think his own sister like denounced him and took Zoe Quinn's side. He ended up killing himself. And my problem with all of these false allegations is we end up making new victims out of what could be like false allegations. And indeed, with the Zoe Quinn situation, we find out a week later, due to text messages and Twitter messages, that she probably made up the whole dang thing. I'm not going to say 100%, but it's more than likely based on what was said. She made accusations that Alec was locking her up and keeping her in the apartment, and we see her going out and having a good time and all this stuff. And yeah, we made a new victim. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing continuously with the commentary community. We take the circumstantial evidence like Colton has been giving, and we have to take it as pure gospel. And I'm like, no, we can't take he said, she said. We can't take circumstantial evidence. And I'm having a very big problem with all of this. I just, it's not that I don't believe Colton or anything like that. But when you're looking at circumstantial evidence, you have to look at it with more of I'd like to say like an objective standpoint, more of a skeptical standpoint, than just saying, "Oh yeah, this is definitely what it should be presented as," rather than, "Oh, this could be something else." And yeah, like I said, I don't like making new victims, and honestly, when I'm coming out here and it seems like I have to defend people that I hate, like Tipster, because we've all accused Tipster of doing some really creepy stuff, but it's just creepy stuff. It's not like sexual misconduct or anything. It's just creepy.
Yep.
And then we have to come out and we have to defend Edwin, who I think, in my own opinion, I think he handled the Babs situation a bit poorly. I think he lashed out at some former friends, and I don't like that. And we found out Edwin's character, and I don't like him for that, but I have to defend him. I have to defend all these people who, in the past, have done some terrible stuff. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to rant.
Well, that's okay. So, what's on your mind this morning, Seth?
That was pretty poignant. I don't know how
I'm
to
sorry.
follow up with that. No, this is good. That was very poignant. Peepaw, I'm not coming on tonight, by the way. I'm
Okay.
doing our Clears Mud meetings live from now on,
Okay.
by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
I'm not coming on.
Okay. I'll get with you later about
No.
that. Okay.
No, we gotta take it live, okay? I ate too much pepperoni pizza, and I
Okay.
can't come on tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So you gotta figure out something without me.
Cute girl shits her lungs out all day. That's the headline. Yeah.
What did you just say to me, Beavers?
he said
I
you
said
were cute.
cute girl shits her lungs out all day.
My
I
lungs
gotta-
out? You think I keep my shit in my lungs? Are you okay, bro?
It's an expression.
It's an
I
expression.
know. I know English isn't your first language, love. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Beavers, how about I make it your last language?
Seth.
I'm waiting for
that was
something. I'm waiting for something. And then I
Okay,
can
well,
die
make
happy.
Shadow Humor unblock me.
I can't do that, but I am waiting for it. I'm just every morning I wake up and I go check his mutual friends, and I'm like, "Is today the day?" And then it's never the day.
Shadow Humor has you blocked, Beavers? Or Seth?
Yeah.
Why did Shadow Humor block you, Seth?
Because Badwig gave me power, and I kicked him from a call.
She abused her power like she always does.
Yeah.
That is so believable
She hurt
too.
the man that she loves.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually fucked.
All right. I will see, because I think Shadow Humor kind of likes me.
No,
So
it doesn't matter. He likes Seb too, but he hasn't
And?
reacted. He's punishing me like harshly.
Well,
He's punishing me harshly too.
Guess what?
If you only knew.
Guess what, Seth? Actions have consequences, my love.
I don't think that's fair at all.
I don't want to hear that shit from you, people. I don't want to hear that shit from you.
But
Not in
you-
this situation.
Yeah.
You don't think
Yeah,
so?
for real.
Okay.
No, not in this situation.
You don't know. You don't know what's. You don't get what me and Beavers have been through this weekend. Okay.
Okay. All right. Fair
You'll
enough.
never understand it.
I'll never understand. Okay.
You'll never get it.
All right. Well, listen.
So how about that Colton guy?
Hey, you like Colton, right?
I like Colton. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
So do you
we've
do you think he was a little out of pocket coming at me like he did, or?
um I don't know if he actually came at you that hard. It felt like he came at Abby more.
I agree. He was definitely hotter at Abby, 100%. But he called me dumb, and he said that I dropped the ball.
So you're saying you're smart.
I'm not dumb.
That's incredible. Fuck you, Beavers, you fucking piece of shit. That's not very kind of you.
So I don't
No,
get
that's very
this.
narcissistic.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I don't get this. You guys gave him a chance to go on the Clear as Mud podcast to explain
Yeah,
his side. So
yeah.
I don't understand any of that. I saw the show too. It was brilliant. Like you guys gave
Yeah.
him a chance to voice his opinion, and I think you guys were very fair with him. So I really don't understand that.
And he agreed. He agreed with our assessment. And guess what? My assessment from Clear as Mud, which was Sunday, to this stream, which was yesterday, right? 0 change. I haven't changed.
You know
in
what
my
I will
position.
say?
Yeah.
You know what I will say about Colton, right? I hate his guts.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I can't stand the man. But what I will say with Colton is he generally doesn't have ill intentions when he does.
No, no.
It's just his autistic little brain works in weird ways.
Yeah, it
and
was.
he quite often, he jumps the gun. He's done it in the past. He jumps the gun on things. He gets emotionally invested in things.
I agree with that assessment, and I think that's exactly what happened here. But guess what? I'm not of a mind anymore just because a person has some challenges to where that's they're autistic or this that so they get a pass. No, fuck that. If they're going to come and put themselves out here publicly and they're going to make these streams and they're going to rant and they're going to knee jerk and they're going whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. But that doesn't. I mean, that's not what Beavers was saying, though. It's like when it comes to the allegations themselves, what he's saying is that we should put weight on the intent of the video, and I don't think the intent was from a malicious viewpoint.
I was not talking about the video at all. I gave Colton's video. I thought there was nothing.
But Beavers wasn't like saying that Colton was like fucking attacking you because he's autistic.
But that's exactly
And if
what
he
was
then
saying.
Beavers autistic.
But no, Beavers. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you said he reacts, right? Because the way his autistic brain works, he just reacts. He doesn't think.
Yeah,
he just
does get
reacts.
I wouldn't say he doesn't think. He does think, but sometimes he comes to the wrong conclusions. He starts off in a good place, though.
Yeah.
Quite
Well,
often.
see, I don't think he
he's
came
jumping
to
the
the
gun at
wrong
all.
conclusions either. I think even in the video that he said that he wasn't accusing Edwin of anything, he just found this evidence and he was presenting it as is.
Okay, so here's
am I wrong?
Okay, that's what he says, right? That's what he says. But here's my pushback on that, right? He says that he never made these allegations, yet in the transition, the one transition really.
Oh my God, people!
No, Seth, you don't get so. Oh my God, people. When he sits there and he shows his little Michael Jackson dance, and he has its words come up and say, "Did Edwin touch kids?"
That's a joke.
Okay, so when you're when you're doing a video over a very serious topic, right? Having jokes like that and brevity in there, that's appropriate.
He's edgy. Yeah, sure. And that's obviously clearly a joke. He's not saying like Edwin actually touched children.
Seth, then guess what?
Yeah.
Okay. If he's going to criticize Edwin for being edgy, which is what that whole video was about, him being edgy and being creepy and stuff, right? With his
no, it's not edgy and creepy are two different things.
It's two different things.
It is.
I will say there's a little bit of a in Colton's video, if I remember correctly, right? And I watched it a while ago now. But if I remember correctly, there is a little bit of a disconnect between the actual video, right? The way that he's presenting the video and then what comes out of his mouth, right? So it's very good that Colton did clarify. You know, there's one point where he says, I'm not accusing him of grooming or anything like that. But there's also when he does like his transitions, or when he did his one I remember when he was going from the one person to the other one, he was talking about the ages. Oh, but what about a 15-year-old?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a bit weird.
Like it seemed like he was accusing, kind of.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was like he was saying it without saying it, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
I don't think
in those things. But then he does clarify, right? I would have a lot more harsh criticism for Colton if he did not clarify his point. Right? He says in his video, he says, look, do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like outright like he was accusing that Edwin, right? But it was skirting the line with the humor. Do you know what I mean? It was like
I kind of got that impression too. Like he was kind of like in between, and I think he could have communicated that point a little bit better.
Yes.
I don't know, to me it was very clear that it was like a criticism of these creepy tactics, not that it was like him actually saying, hey, he's grooming someone or he's a pedophile.
The problem with that, though, Seth, is in this stream where he's more dressing down the Iko lying about the whole situation, and the fact that he had stuff that contradicted what Abby said during the stream, right? He goes on further and he says the only reason why he was going around was because he wanted Edwin's attention, and he says clearly, he says Edwin never addressed the two major things, which was, are there more things out there that are more serious? So,
kind of like leaving the door open.
Yes. So it's like, okay, so you think possibly there's more stuff out there, and you think Edwin should just tell off on himself? What? That's what?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That does sound rather ridiculous, but I think it's more so like an open invitation for everyone to dig further into it. I don't think you're saying.
Okay. And the other thing, Seth. This is one of the things that he had a problem with me about, right? And I said the exact same thing on Clear as Mud. Was the title of the video that he made, right? Was very suggestive, right? It's accurate, right? The title of the video is accurate. It is Edwin texting underage girls, right? So the title is accurate, but it is very suggestive. And in conjunction with that, when you have that little cutscene where he comes up, did Edwin touch kids? Tell me that is not further being very suggestive in nature. It is. I'm sorry. You can't. Yes, he clarifies.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
He does clarify. Seth, listen, he clarifies. I'm not saying Edwin is a pedophile or grooming or nothing. He says that clearly in the video. I'm just saying the title of his video and the cut scene that he has in there asking, does Edwin touch kids, contradicts what he says in the video. There's a mixed message there.
I feel like that's a little bit disingenuous, because it's not a mixed message per se. It's more like with the full. Can you let me explain, you old fuck?
I'll be glad to explain to me how it's disconnected.
Okay, I'm saying with the full context, it's not like he's accusing him of anything, and taking small parts of his video aside to make it seem like he is accusing, it's not very charitable.
Well, guess what? I don't have to be charitable.
No,
let me put it to you this way, right? The way that I see that video, he did clarify in it, but the way that I see that clarification, like if you take the clarifications out of that video and you just look at the video in itself, like when there's a channel, like a clearly hateful channel, right? And they put up that disclaimer at the beginning of their video that says, I do not condone harassment, etc., etc.
Yeah, like you got at the start of your episode.
Yes, like we have at the start of our episode, right? But I don't think we're a hateful podcast. Anyway, that's why I specified hateful. Anyway, that's what I feel like that clarification is. I don't think that Colton wants you to go call him those things, but I do think that it was very sensationalist the way that he presented things. I think.
I think that's a fair take. Holy shit. I
Yeah.
can't
Okay.
believe you made me shout at you people.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Seth. So when he did his stream last night, right, and he calls me dumb and he calls me stupid and he says I dropped the ball, right, because I allowed people to call in my stream that he really has exceptions with. Maybe not so much me per se, but he's like, so how he's not being charitable. So why should I be charitable towards him? Explain that to me.
I just think maybe I'm wrong, but like you can be the better fucking person. Like when it comes.
Maybe
to
guess
stuff like
what?
that.
Guess what, Seth? Maybe I'm
Yeah,
fucking.
okay, fine. You're not. Whatever.
No. I agree with you. I have always been the better person or the bigger person or whatever you want to call it. I have been extremely charitable towards people. But within the last 7 to 10 days, I've had people really coming at me, making maybe not so much with Colton, right? So maybe Colton's catching a little bit of brunt. Maybe it's not really necessarily a little more heat from me than what I normally would do. Okay. I'll say that. But maybe my charitability is really just kind of drying up and running away. And maybe I'm just not really wanting to be charitable towards people. If you're going to make,
You know what? That's fine.
if you're going to come at me, and I understand, listen, I understand you have a friendship or you whatever soft spot for Colton. I get that. And I don't, that's fine. That's you, right? But if you go back and look, because Colton has called in several times to clear his mud, right? I have been nothing but courteous and kind to him. And I don't know if you saw this or not, Seth, but I'll show you this again. After the stream Sunday, immediately after the stream Sunday, Colton sent this to D-Max. He says,
Yeah,
you
I
did
saw
great.
that.
Yeah, okay. But then he's going to come at me and claim that what I was saying was dumb and stupid about the title. And I said the exact same thing that night when he was on the show.
I just don't know if it's like I just feel like if I was in your position, I'd say yeah, like he's up against the wall right now because he's getting a lot of hate. But here's where he's wrong, and that's what you did. I don't think that's bad, but I think criticizing the video like by taking small parts of it without the full context is a little bit like disingenuous.
What small parts of the video did I take that you think is
No,
being
just
disingenuous?
taking the transition and then the name.
But
to
it's
say
not
he's
just a
insinuating.
transition. It wasn't just a transition. Okay. But again, this is my personal opinion, right? If you're going to make a video where you're putting forth this story and you're showing screenshots where a creator at that time was potentially, right, which is what he's saying, potentially was having conversations, right, and interactions that maybe was inappropriate, right, which is what that whole video is. And then you're going to open it up with a stop animation of a freaking Lego dude. And then you're going to have a transition from that whole segment where he's doing the introduction of the video, where he's dancing like Michael Jackson, a pop culture figure that was mired in pedophilic allegations. With the text coming up saying, "Did Edwin touch kids?" Are you going to tell me the symbolism there is not? Come on, Seth.
I don't think it's symbolism. I think it's just like edgy humor mixed in like in a terrible way.
Can I ask you? Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Can I ask you a question though, Seth? Did Colton take Edwin out of context?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I think that like by saying, by putting all of this forward and kind of asking the question, did, here's the thing, because you're saying that that Peepaw is nitpicking and taking something out of context there's a large pool of sample of what he could look at in terms of the video, and he's focusing on a very small part of the video to make criticism of, right? That's your criticism of Peepaw at this moment?
No, well, yeah, I guess.
Okay, so if that's the case, then couldn't you say the same thing about Colton for the entirety of Edwin's Twitter?
I mean, when it comes to the specifics of someone messaging a minor in a sexual way, does it really matter the context?
Okay, so then would you give that same benefit to Peepaw then?
I mean, yeah, if he doesn't think it matters the context, then I mean, I guess.
Okay.
We're just
so you no,
agree
not
to
him.
disagree.
But you just said that you don't think that the context matters in this context for this specific thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you have to afford the same to Colton as you would to Peepaw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't think Peepaw is doing anything wrong, in fighting back, because what Colton said was fucking retarded. But I'm just saying, I don't think Colton openly insinuated.
Seth, hold on. Why are you taking Colton out of context? Why are you looking at small individual clips? Why do you think why is it what did he say that was retarded?
Okay, the fact that he said that Peepaw was an idiot for bringing Abby on.
Do you think that's worth criticism?
That's the whole part. I think that's worth criticism.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. All right, guys. I'm actually gonna leave now. Sorry, I was hearing that and I was just like, I just needed to press you on that, Seth, because I just feel like I feel like you're, okay. Well, let me ask you this. So you like Colton, huh? And I'm not trying to it's not a gotcha or anything, but you like him.
I like him, yeah. I mean, we had a falling out, and we haven't really spoken since. But I like him as I think he's a good kid. All in all.
So you're still wanting to be charitable towards him.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I just think that
I could 100% be off my fucking rockers right now, D-Max. I don't.
I also think one of the disconnects that people are having, right? I wouldn't have any problem with Colton's video, right? If Colton wasn't the person breaking it, right? I feel like when you're presenting new information, you have to do it in a certain way. Do you know what I mean?
I don't really care who breaks it, but yeah, I do agree with you when you say, yeah, it has to be broken into it in a certain way, in a certain format. So
if we were going to cover something serious on our recording, for example, right, like something really serious, we're not going to be making jokes when we do it. Do you know,
it's a serious allegation.
If we are presenting evidence towards something, or we're trying to do something, we're not going to make those jokes. And I think there is genuinely just a little bit of a disconnect between what I think Colton's intent was and what the video was. And can't knock him. Everybody makes bad videos.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying with Colton's video, with the Edwin video, is like what was the intent? I guess the intent was just to expose that he has done this before in the past. For yucks, is that all it was? I mean, if that's all it is, then I guess fair enough. I don't really love the tactic of bringing up things from
I mean, I don't know. I can't peer into Colton's head, right? But from what I know about Colton wanted to put it out there that he was a creep. That's what Colton's intention was with that video.
Again, the problem with all this evidence that's been put forth is it's all circumstantial at best. So I mean, I don't. That's my problem with the main point of Colton's video. It's just circumstantial. It's not hardcore evidence. We've got probably some he said, she said, and just a naked picture that was edited. And as far as we know, that could have been boxer shorts on. Underneath.
Yeah,
we don't
exactly.
even know if it was naked.
Well, he himself edited.
I think Edwin said he edited it. Edwin said he edited
it.
Either
way, he didn't show his penis at any point.
So yeah, that's my point, though.
So it's basically this, right? This is what it boils down to. Did Edwin groom anybody? We can't tell. Is Edwin a PDF file? We can't tell, right? But can I say that Edwin was probably exploiting his cute e-boyness to make girls' ginies tickle so that they could watch his videos?
I
Probably,
hate when you
Well,
say
right?
that.
yes.
It's like every fucking boy band that there's ever been.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
The Netions, all of them. They want to make girls' ginies tickle so that they watch the video and they like it, and
Yeah.
it's business. I don't know what
I
to
made
tell
that
you.
point
It's
on
gross,
Claire's.
but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
it's literally like South Park made a whole episode about that, about how the Jonas Brothers are selling sex to kids. Like it's a well-known marketing strategy for these bigger things. I don't love it. I don't do it, but
And what I will, in Edwin's defense, right, is like people have said, you're looking back on it.
That's right.
yeah, it's 5+ years.
A lot of
well,
this shit
I hear
was
like 7,
considered.
10 years.
Yeah, pretty
A
much.
lot of this
actually,
shit was just considered like normal, unfortunately, back in the day. I don't know what to tell you. It's-
And the one thing that I want to clarify, right, and the poofers, there was it's not a he, excuse me. There, to my knowledge, there's not a he said, he said, she said when it comes to the video that Colton made. Colton showed these tweets. Max and I verified that all these tweets are 100% legitimate, and all it was these young ladies at the time had gotten the attention of a creator that they liked and was watching. In this case, it was Edwin. Edwin had sent them some, and it looked like to us, it was more of like an automated like response DM type thing. Because went to the website, showed that this was a website that was used for like marketing and branding and social media management, things like that. So it felt like it was more of like an automated type thing that would happen.
Okay. Kind of like a happy birthday message or something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna feel like an asshole who's walking out on an argument, but I gotta go get smokes before I'm back off my break.
Okay, Seth.
MBD.
I thought you'd quit. But,
Mwah.
all right.
Don't eat any more pepperoni.
So, so all the tweets and stuff are legitimate. The only one to me that was really super like borderline type thing was the one tweet which was I think they're calling the Nike pick now, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem with that one was, and Colton admitted, agreed with us when we addressed this that Sunday, was contextually, we didn't know, was this something that Edwin had sent to this person privately, or was this something that he had put out just on his Snapchat timeline or whatever, and he had edited the picture, right?
Well, I heard it was both. I heard it was public, and he would also send it privately to people. So,
well, okay, so I don't know about that. I know
yeah,
that
he would do like from what I can tell.
Yeah.
There was the one that he sent that was the public one that he sent on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Right. And then he has said that like the one where he's shirtless.
Yes.
And he says, you were one of our first followers, whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah.
You get the Nike pick. Those are the ones that he would send to followers.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
But again, what I do want to say is when it comes to his intent with that, is you also have to remember back in the day, people networking your audience was a lot more important than it is now.
Yeah. Parasocial
having
was
super
the norm.
fans.
Yeah.
But having super fans that would retweet your shit, because I mean YouTube's notifications and shit weren't that great.
No.
Like the whole system wasn't as developed as it is now, as far as I know.
Well,
Yeah.
in to your point, Beavers, like it would be a different way. We would be able to look at it a different way and say that this is creepier than just, it's a marketing strategy. If he were in a consistent, like talking, like if Colton had presented any sort of like a back and forth between a girl and Edwin that went on for more than one picture, but like the most damning one of those like Snapchat conversations that he has is literally just the girl snaps Edwin snaps back without a shirt on and maybe a little bit suggestive, and then she snaps back, and that's all we have of the conversation. It's not like it was this big long thing or whatever. You could again, if you're being charitable, you could just be like, well, Edwin was just doing his marketing strategy and whatever. He got in and he got out and he never talked to that girl again because we don't have any other evidence that he did, I would say like I'm willing to go more on the sus side of things and think about it that way. If we can actually see like a deliberate conversation that he has with a fan that goes on for more than like one snap. You know what I mean? Or if that one snap was like to the level to where it's like now you have to assume that he's, you know, doing something nefarious, which we can't because that's not evident from what we've seen.
See,
And
my
another
thing
point.
is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, from my perspective, and this is the perspective that I have going forward, right? Is if the victim don't say shit, I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care. It's
Okay.
not my fucking problem. If the
All right.
girl doesn't come forward and accuse Edwin,
Yeah.
I'm not taking it off anybody else. I want them from their mouth. Their mouth, nobody else.
Well, the other point I wanted to make, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Paul, but
Go ahead.
I think this is also very important. I think you guys made a point of this in the last when you guys were talking to Colton. We don't know if Edwin knew. Do we? Like in Edwin's responses or anything like that? Because I haven't seen them. But do we even know that if Edwin knew that these girls that he was sending these pictures to, did he know that they were underage?
No, he doesn't
We don't
address
know.
it. We don't
Yeah.
know. He doesn't address it. That was one of the other things that Colton was hoping Edwin would address was the age of these young ladies. He doesn't address it. So I don't know.
I don't know. See, that's a weird point for me, right? Because I understand where you're coming from. Like, if he didn't know, that's another thing to do. But it's kind of like, you know, when Natty Forsyth goes on his stream in his fucking undies.
Yeah.
And he's a Roblox YouTuber,
Mm.
right? If you are making content for a specific group of people, you know, there's bound to be more of those people than other people. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Like,
that's why.
like
That's why I say,
if you make content for adults, if let's say you made content for adults, like your fan base were primarily adults, and you send these pictures to the girls, and let's say one minor slips through the cracks, right? That's when he didn't know, right? But when you make content that, and Edwin might claim different, but I know who was consuming that content back in the day. If you make content that is geared towards these teenage girls, and then you DM girls that follow you, I mean, nine times out of 10, that's going to be an underage girl or very close to it. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's why I feel
kind of
comfortable with saying he was exceedingly careless. Like he could have had more care to, you know, verify that this was the case at the time, but he didn't. So, you know, whether or not he knew at this point, like I don't know, we'll never know.
Careless, but I don't think there was malice.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
we
I'm
can
saying.
agree
Like,
with
I
that.
don't,
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, I didn't read any malice in anything that he said. It was just careless. He should have done better. That's all we can say. You know?
Okay, so real quick, because Gracio wanted to call in yesterday, right at the end of the stream. I've got to go now. I'm up against a hard wire. I've got a meeting I got to get to. But Gracio, just real quick, your 2 cents or whatever, and then I've got to get out of here, guys.
No problem. I'm not going to speak on Colton specifically. We don't get on. I don't think that's fair. But I did want to say something about the culture of the time that Edwin is being accused of things. We're a similar age, and the time that he was creating that content, along with people like Shane Dawson and Easton, whatever. But around that time, it was big on fan interaction. It was big on getting engagement through direct marketing to your fans. So I can understand potentially how some of this may have come about through a marketing perspective. Doesn't mean I agree with it. It still sits wrongly with me, but I think that goes some way to explain some of the Snapchats and the things. It was just how people marketed that kind of content in that time. That lad culture of the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, again, looking back, anytime we look back through history, I say this and I'll say it, and I'll keep saying this. Anytime we look back through at different times in history, those times are never, ever, ever going to stand up to today's standards. They're just not.
Precisely.
And
all the Russell Brand stuff has really fired that discussion in the UK at the moment. So it's a lot of people are analysing content from back then to say this is kind of how things were. So it's quite a prescient topic here.
Yeah. It's just, again, not saying it was the right or wrong. It was just that was the times.
Yeah.
We're not
exactly.
co-signing it. We're not signing off it. We're not saying yay. We're just saying it was the times, and that's just the way
Exactly.
it was. So, anyway, but Gracial, thank you for calling in. Thank you for always being a good, a big supporter. Max, same thing. Beavers, Poofers, everybody that called you today. Seth, you know,
I'm gonna go
the
whine
JFA.
because somebody doesn't want to. I don't want to go on a date with somebody, so I'm gonna cry about it now. Okay,
wish-
bye everybody.
I wish you would. I wish you would just go cry, you little crybaby. Beavers, everyone, thanks. You know, make sure you guys. Okay, make sure you guys are checking these guys out. You can find Beavers, Max over at Now Recording. You can check Captain Poofers. You check him out on his YouTube channel.
Actually, I'm helping out Dead on Dave.
Oh, are you helping out
right
Dave now? Cool.
Yeah, I'm working on some
Nice.
editing stuff. So check out Can
Awesome.
Dave.
Okay, Can Dave. Gracial, I don't know. Do you make content or do you just
I
kind of
have
there?
some stuff in the pipeline, but when I get there,
Okay.
you'll know.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Listen, the rest of you guys, remember, always, always, always keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.
Mina wa